The WWE Universe witnessed a moment that will go down as one of the most shocking betrayals in recent memory, as launched a vicious and calculated attack on her own partner, sending shockwaves throughout the entire women's division. What made this moment so powerful was not just the brutality of the assault, but the timing, the emotion, and the sense of complete disbelief that swept through the arena. For months, these two competitors had built what seemed like an unbreakable alliance. They complemented each other perfectly inside the ring. Sol Ruca brought the explosive, high-flying innovation that had fans rising to their feet every single night, dazzling audiences with her athleticism and fearless risk-taking. Zaria, on the other hand, embodied dominance and raw destruction, overwhelming opponents with sheer strength and an intensity that made her presence impossible to ignore. Together, they looked like the future of the division, a team that blended agility and power into a near-perfect formula for success. But as history has shown time and time again in WWE, success can breed envy, and spotlight can fracture even the strongest bonds. Subtle signs began to emerge over the past few weeks. Zaria's expressions grew colder when Sol absorbed the cheers. There were moments in tag matches where hesitation replaced unity. When Sol secured victories with her highlight reel finishes, the cameras occasionally caught Zaria standing just a second too still, clapping just a little too slowly. At first, it was easy to dismiss these as minor frustrations, the natural growing pains of a competitive partnership. However, beneath that surface-level harmony, something darker was clearly brewing. Then came the moment that changed everything. After a grueling match that pushed both women to their limits, Sol Ruca once again delivered in spectacular fashion, closing the bout with her signature offense and securing the win. The crowd erupted in celebration, chanting her name, acknowledging her as one of the fastest rising stars in the division. Sol turned toward Zaria, arms open, expecting celebration, expecting solidarity, expecting the embrace of a teammate who had just shared in victory. Instead, she was met with devastation. Out of nowhere, Zaria exploded with a thunderous strike that flattened Sol instantly. The sound of the impact echoed through the arena as cheers transformed into stunned silence. Before anyone could comprehend what was happening, Zaria lifted her fallen partner and drove her into the mat with ruthless authority. There was no hesitation, no visible remorse, only a chilling calmness in Zaria's expression as she stood over Sol's motionless body. The betrayal was not impulsive. It was deliberate. Officials rushed down the ramp, desperately attempting to restore order, but Zaria had already accomplished what she set out to do. The message was unmistakable. She refuses to stand in anyone's shadow. The psychological weight of this moment cannot be overstated. For Sol Ruca, this wasn't just an attack from an opponent. It was an assault from someone she trusted, someone she relied on in battle, someone who had shared in both victory and struggle. That kind of betrayal cuts deeper than any physical blow. Yet if history tells us anything about Sol, it is that she thrives under adversity. Every time she has been doubted or knocked down, she has returned sharper, faster, and more determined. Zaria may have intended to end Sol's momentum, but she may have instead ignited a fire that will burn even brighter. For Zaria, this marks a transformation. She has crossed a line that cannot be uncrossed. The crowd's boos rained down relentlessly, but she did not flinch. In fact, she appeared empowered by the hostility, almost as if this darker persona had been waiting to emerge all along. Perhaps she grew tired of sharing the spotlight. Perhaps she believed that aligning with Sol was limiting her potential. Or perhaps this was always the plan, a long game designed to position herself as the most dangerous force in the division. Whatever her reasoning, the result is the same. A partnership has imploded, and a rivalry has been born. The women's division now stands on the edge of a seismic shift. This is no longer about tag team momentum or shared goals. This is about pride, betrayal, and personal vengeance. If and when these two collide in a one-on-one showdown, the emotional stakes will elevate the match far beyond athletic competition. Every strike will carry resentment. Every near fall will carry history. Every moment will be fueled by the memory of that shocking night when trust was shattered in an instant. The road ahead promises chaos, confrontation, and a deeply personal war that could redefine both careers. Zaria has chosen her path, embracing a ruthless identity that may propel her to dominance or isolate her completely. Sol Ruca, meanwhile, now faces the challenge of turning heartbreak into motivation. One thing is absolutely certain. This story is far from over. The betrayal was only the beginning, and the consequences are about to reshape everything.